everyone. Today I'm going to share with you a little stretching and mobility routine that I hope you'll enjoy and find really beneficial. If you'd like to join me now, sitting on the floor, you can have your legs bent, legs out in front, wherever's comfortable. And we're going to start with the neck muscles. Now the neck's an area that a lot of people hold a lot of stress and tension. So we're going to begin by trying to release that and get a good stretch. So once you're comfortable, sitting nice and tall, we're going to take the head over to the left hand side and gently pull it across using the left hand. So don't force it, just nice and gentle, applying a little bit of pressure. Right hand out to the right hand side, and you should feel a nice deep stretch all down the left hand side of the neck. We're going to hold this for about 20 seconds. Just keep holding, remembering to keep breathing. So I'm going to release the left hand, neck up to the centre, then I'm going to take it over to the right, using the right hand to apply gentle pressure and left arm out to the side. Continuing to sit tall, feeling a nice deep stretch down the left hand side of the neck, hold it there. Just the last few seconds. Okay, release that hand, release the neck. So next up we're going to work on opening up this chest. So a lot of us are quite sort of tight here. We spend a lot of time driving at a desk, so we're quite forward leaning and tight. So we're going to try and open up and stretch that chest. Now I prefer to do this stretch on my knees, but you can stand or sit wherever's comfortable. I'm going to interlock the hands behind your back, and if possible pull those arms straight and away. So think of squeezing the shoulder blades, opening up the chest and shoulders. Try not to overarch that back. We want to be nice and tall with good posture. Now, if that stretch is a little bit too intense, don't worry. I would say put your hands in the small of your lower back and instead sit tall and pull those elbows together. So think of drawing the elbows toward one another. That'll open up the chest. Okay, either works. Whichever you go for, just sit nice and tall and take some nice deep breaths, feeling the chest expand. Think of really squeezing those shoulder blades together. Okay, next up we're going to go into a child's pose. So staying on a kneeling position, we're going to stretch those hands out in front. So relax your head to the floor, really stretch those fingertips away so you get a nice stretch all down your lats, all down the back, okay? Just relax here for a moment. More comfortable, have you slightly further out so you can get lower, wherever's comfortable. Okay, we're just stretching out the back. Now I'd like you to take both of your hands ever so slightly over to the left hand side. Don't move anything else, just the arms, and you'll feel a great stretch now down the right hand side of your lats. So just hold that there, nice and calm, just breathing into it. Relax your head onto the floor or your arm, wherever's comfortable. We're now going to take the hands just back to the middle, so back to that centre point, and then across to the right hand side and relax. So fingers out to the right, feeling deep stretch down the left hand side of your lats this time. So just enjoy that stretch, just relax into it. Okay. Now we're going to go into an all-four position. So we're going to do some cat-camels, or I've also heard them called cat-cow. So with this one, it's great for spinal mobility. So basically, we tip our head under and take the spine up towards the ceiling. So really arch your back, tucking the chin in towards the chest. And then we're going to breathe in as we lift the head and lower the spine. So we're taking the spine through its extreme sort of ends of motion. So deep curve in the spine, and then breathe out as we tuck the chin in and arch up to the ceiling. So with this one, I just want you to go with your own breath, okay? So breathe in as the spine drops towards the floor and the head comes up, and breathe out as you extend the spine up towards the ceiling, tuck the chin in. So think of taking the spine through each extreme sort of bend. So really tipping the ribs towards the floor and then stretching every vertebrae up towards the ceiling. So just mobilizing that spine and just following the breath. And just go 2 more of those. So breathing in and exhaling on the way down. Okay. Next up, I'd like you to lie on the floor. So we're going to do some spinal extensions this time. So lying, hands sort of just below the shoulders. We're going to keep the toes on the floor and we're going to push up, okay? However far you go is fine. Just straight arms, push yourself up. Nice deep breath in and then slowly lower back to the floor, okay? So breathe in and up. Nice stretch at the top. And slowly lower and exhale back to the floor. So let's do 3 more of these. So all the way up and back down. And let's just go for 1 more. All the way up. Really flexing that spine. Relaxing back down to the floor. Okay, I'd like you to lie on your back this time. So we're going to release the lower back now and hug your knees into your chest. So just find a comfortable position on the floor, hug both knees in and just wiggle around there, find a comfortable point. So we're just going to hold the knees into the chest, give them a hug. So just continue to breathe and relax into this position. Now we're going to extend just 1 leg down to the floor. So keep hold of the right leg and extend the left down and hold that position. So 1 leg straight, 1 leg hugged into the chest, and just relax here a moment. Just keep breathing, keep enjoying that stretch. Okay, bring the left leg in. And then we're going to extend the right leg this time. So hug the left knee in, extend the right. Just relax there. Okay, so we're going to sit on up and we're going to get into what's called a butterfly stretch. So feet together in front of you, sit nice and tall on your hip bones. And think of sliding those heels in towards you, okay? So hugging those feet, legs out to the side. So you can almost hold the feet to pull yourself up, okay? So we're getting a deep stretch in the sort of groin area here. You can gently flutter those legs if that helps, or just hold that stretch, okay? Doesn't matter if your legs are here or all the way down here. The point is, we're making improvements, so just hold that there. So a nice deep stretch all into those adductors. So pull yourself nice and tall, hold that stretch. Okay, so we're going to stretch out our glutes now. So I want you to extend your legs out in front of you, sit nice and tall up on your hip bones. Now I'm going to take the left leg over the right. So I've literally put the left heel over the right straight leg and I'm going to hug that knee in. So just pulling the knee in towards your chest and using it to pull yourself up might be enough of a stretch. You should be feeling it in the left glute. If you feel you need more, use that right arm to hook round and twist towards the left. Okay, so that's really exaggerating that stretch into the left glute. So sitting nice and tall, twisting into it. So hold there. glutes are very tight muscles from all the sitting we do. So this is a great stretch just to loosen and relieve some of that pressure and tension. Okay, relax the arms. And this time I'm going to take the right arm across, so right leg, across, and so hug that knee into the chest, so we're getting a deep stretch in the right glute. And if you want to take it further, hug and turn into it. So that's a really deep stretch into the right glute now. Try and sit nice and tall. Use that leg as sort of an anchor to pull yourself round to get a really deep stretch in there. Okay, so relaxing down onto the floor, keeping your legs bent. We're going to do just some release for the lower back now. So feet together. I'm going to let both knees drop over to one side. Doesn't matter if they touch the floor or not, just let them go to one side, back to the middle, and across to the other side. So we're just going to rotate through 10 of these, just letting the weight of gravity take your legs. Knees stay stacked, feet stay together. So it's a really nice relief and release for the lower back. Keep going, a couple more each side. One more each side, so centre and one more to each side. Okay, and sit on up. Now we're going to release the hips a little bit more. So sitting nice and tall, feet about hip width. We're literally going to let both knees drop to one side, into the middle, and across to the other side. So this is called a hip swivel. So we're just opening up those hips, taking them through the full internal and external rotation. So just keep moving through, dropping the knees to one side and then the other. Just a few more to each side. So if you're tight in the hips, this is really good. Just loosen and mobilise them. Right, we're going to come into a squat position now. So if you can, a nice deep squat, sort of like a Hindi squat. If that's too low, don't worry, we can hold here. So wherever your squat is fine, just into the squat. So try and keep the weight in the heels and let your hips sink and just hold this. So hold that squat position. And then from this squat position, we're going to push up into pike. So we're going to extend our legs. So hands to the floor, legs up into the air, and stretch the back of the hamstrings. Okay, so the back of the legs now. If you can put your hands to the floor, great. Wherever the relaxing is fine. Okay, just get a nice stretch down the back of those legs, and then relax down into that squat. So we're just going to rotate through this a couple of times. So from your squat up into that pike, so push the hips high, relax the arms and the head down, and try and get a really deep stretch all down the back of those legs. Back into your squat. Okay, extend. Wiggle around, find those tight spots. Okay, we'll do 2 more, back into a squat. And up to pike. Think of trying to draw your chest towards the knees, so really getting a deep stretch there. Release, and then we'll do it one more time. Okay, so just hold here a moment like a rag doll, just go all loose and floppy, let gravity take hold. So that's a really deep stretch. Okay, now we're going to go into a lunge position. So I want you to take your left foot back. So we're on the right knee forward, left leg back, okay? Hands to the inside of the foot. So hold this position. Now, that might be enough of a stretch for you. So we're getting a hip flexor stretch and deep into this right hip. That might be fine, so stay there. If you can push it even further, we're going to take the elbows down towards the floor. So keeping the hands or the elbows inside of that right foot, getting deep into that stretch and hold there. So wiggle around, find where's tight. It's not the most comfortable, but it is a really good stretch and one that will improve the more you do it. So try to keep that back leg nice and straight and get into that hip with the front bent leg. Okay, we're then going to go into an adductor stretch, so just drop the knee to the floor and sit on up. So we're in a lunge position now, and we're going to lean forward into that right hip, okay? So we're getting that left adductor stretch, sitting into this right hip, okay? So just hold that there. Squeezing that left glute just helps support the hip, okay? So really push the hips down and forward. Good stretch here. Hold on to that. Okay, we're going to swap sides. So this time we're going to lunge the left leg forward. Keep the right leg straight behind. So hands to the floor, up onto the toes. So we're in a nice stretched out lunge position here. So like before, you can stay in this position, or if possible, come down, elbows to the floor. Whichever you go for, make sure the elbows or the hands on the inside of that left leg that's forward. Keep the leg behind nice and straight and hold there. So getting deep into that stretch. Wiggle around, find where's tight. Try and work into it. You might find one side's tighter than the other. I certainly do. So more time may need to be spent working into the tighter side. Okay, up onto the hands. Now I'm going to drop that back knee. Come on up and drop into that forward lunge. So left leg forward, right knee's now on the floor, and I'm letting my hips drop forward, getting a really deep stretch in that adductor, squeezing the glute. Okay, so hips forward, really getting a good stretch here. Hold on to that one. Okay, we're now going to go into something called frog pose. So we're going to have, initially, we're going to keep our toes together, knees out to the side, okay? So feet together, knees out to the side, and just try and feel that stretch deep in the sort of groin adductor area, okay? So just push those hips back, try and open up the hips, getting a good stretch there, keeping those feet together. Okay, then we're going to release a moment. This time we're going to take our feet out to the side. So your ankles are behind the knees, feet spread out, and we're going to go back into that stretch, push back, okay? So again, feet and knees wide, push back, but the difference is the feet are wider as well. So it's a really deep stretch, okay? Try to push those hips back and hold it there. Again, not a comfortable one, but a really beneficial one. Hold that there. Okay. And then we're just going to rest in child's pose. So bring those knees in, relax your bum to your heels, and stretch those hands away. Okay. And just finish our stretching in this nice relaxed position. Just breathe and hold here for the last few seconds. Okay, relax. So that is our little mobility routine for today. Hope you enjoyed it. It's something you should be able to fit in a couple of times a week to really feel the benefits. If you've got any comments, please leave below, and thank you for giving it a go. Cheers.